Today on May 21st, Archangel Michael says the truth is out, but your victory requires silence. Don't speak of this yet. Today is May 21st, not just another date on the calendar of man, but a mark etched in the heavenly scroll. The seal has been broken, a word released, and a divine moment has collided with time. This day, chosen before the foundations of the world, bears witness to a spiritual revelation long awaited. The trumpet has not been blown loudly in the earth, but in the spirit. A thunder has rolled, and Archangel Michael, commander of the armies of the Lord, steps forward with a sword of light and a message encoded with divine secrecy. This is not a message for all ears. No, this is not a broadcast to the casual. This is a word sealed with heavenly wax, stamped with fire, and handed only to those who have been called, tested, and spiritually trained in silence. It is a summons not to speak, but to discern. It is a command not to react, but to ring. The truth has come forth like lightning cracking through the shadows, but the war is not ended. The spiritual realm is still trembling. Demons scatter, but watchers remain. Victory does not arrive with noise. It emerges in obedience, cloaked in stillness, wrapped in discernment. There is truth, but there is also warfare. What was once hidden has now been revealed. The masks are slipping. The false alliances are weakening. But though the truth is exposed, the battle rages on. You are not called to announce what heaven has whispered. You are called to protect it. You are called to shelter the seed of revelation until the time of harvest. The enemy does not fear your truth. He fears your silence. He does not tremble at your knowledge. He trembles when you choose not to react. So hear this. What heaven has shown you is real. What you feel in your spirit is confirmed. But this word is not to be spoken, not yet. Not now. To share prematurely is to scatter the victory. To speak too soon is to give the enemy ammunition. The silence you keep is not weakness. It is warfare. Heaven is listening. Hell is watching. And you are chosen. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. On this day, this sacred day, May 21st, Archangel Michael descends into the veil of this earthly dimension, not with whispers, but with divine urgency pulsing through every word he speaks. The heavenly realms have shifted. A scroll has been unsealed, and the message it bears is wrapped in fire and sealed with silence. At exactly 3:33 a.m., a moment etched across the skies, the seal was broken. Not by human hands, not by flesh, but by command of the Most High, witnessed by the host of heaven. A message. Do not speak of this yet. A command. Remain still, even when you burn to speak. Archangel Michael stands as both warrior and messenger. His wings are not decorative. They are shields forged in the battles of old. His sword does not shine for show. It gleams because it has tasted the heat of warfare. And today, he comes bearing a word, but not one to be shouted. Not one to be posted. Not one to be shared, not yet. It is holy silence. It is sacred strategy. This is the season where silence is not absence. It is alignment. You are being aligned with divine movement, with heavenly timing, with the orchestration of God Himself. One wrong word, one premature conversation, one out-of-season exposure, and what was promised could be delayed. Heaven moves with precision, and so must you. The truth is indeed out. What was buried has surfaced. What was hidden in shadows is now bathed in light. And while the truth is your sword, your silence is your shield. The spiritual realm is shaking. Demonic networks are scrambling. Human hearts are revealing their true colors. Yet you are called to weigh. You are called to watch. You are called to war and stillness. Archangel Michael reminds you, this is a selective word. It is not confirmation for the crowd. It is confirmation for the called. There are those around you who will not understand. Do not explain. Do not justify. Do not speak just to soothe your soul. The Father sees your wrestle. He knows you want to speak, to confront, to expose, to clarify. But He says speak and lose. Wait and win. There is divine tension here. It is holy. It is uncomfortable. Yes. But it is sacred. You feel the pull between exposure and restraint, between action and obedience, between emotion and wisdom. The truth within you wants to erupt, but the spirit within you says, hold. Not in fear, not in shame, but in power. Because silence is not always surrender. Sometimes silence is warfare. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. And out comes the unraveling. The strange silence that surrounds you is no accident. There is someone, perhaps more than one, who has seen what's been exposed, who feels the tremors of truth beneath their feet. But they pretend. They smile falsely. They act unchanging. They say nothing, not because they are unaware, but because they are spiritually resisting the light. And you feel it. You see the shift. You sense the chill. The energy has changed, and no explanation had been offered. Faces once familiar now wear masks. Words once warm now come cold and calculated. Their sudden distance unspoken, unexplained. You ask yourself, why are they silent too? But this is not coincidence. This is coordinated. The enemy uses emotional disruption as psychological warfare. You are not imagining it. You are not paranoid. You are discerning. This is not just emotional. This is spiritual. These moments are orchestrated not by man, but by spiritual forces that seek to destabilize your mind, to confuse your heart, to cause you to question the truth that heaven just confirmed. But don't fall for the game. Don't be baited into reaction. Don't be lured into dialogue with deception. Their silence is not your enemy. It is your confirmation. They are pretending not to know, but their spirits are disturbed. The truth has pierced the veil. The spiritual tension has cracked the atmosphere. And now, every motive is being tested. Those who once celebrated you now retreat. Those who once sought your presence now avoid your gaze. But don't panic. Don't chase clarity. What's unfolding is divine. There are watchers, both physical and spiritual. There are those assigned to observe you, not to support you, but to report on you. You are being studied. Your silence frustrates them. Your stillness disarms them. They expect you to break. They expect you to rage. They expect you to retaliate. But you are held by heaven. Emotional confusion is a tactic. They want you shaken so your words betray your wisdom. But stand firm. Feel the feelings, but don't follow them. Sense the shift, but don't shrink. Let every strange silence be your confirmation. Let every fake smile be your reminder. You carry truth they can't handle. This is not rejection. This is revelation. Type "I am victorious" in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 2345 is unlocking angelic protection. Listen closely now, for what you are facing is not simply betrayal, nor is it merely human conflict. What you are walking through is a divine proving ground. This is spiritual warfare wearing the disguise of relational tension. What you feel is real, but what you must understand goes deeper than emotion. The enemy has engineered this moment to provoke, but God has allowed it to promote. This is not rejection. This is realignment. This is not offense. This is ordination. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Every word left unsaid is a seed of spiritual obedience. Every confrontation you resisted is a confirmation of your maturity. You are being watched, not just by men, but by heaven itself. Angels are stationed. Scrolls are recording. Your restraint is worship. Your silence is submission to divine authority. In the spirit, this isn't weakness. This is warfare. Do you not know? Even Christ stood silent before Pilate. The Lion of Judah kept his mouth closed before mockers. Why? Because silence speaks louder in the spirit realm than any argument ever could. And so it is with you. Heaven is weighing your reaction. Every eye that watches is expecting a response, but those in the spirit will recognize your stillness as divine power. This is not about personalities. This is about principalities. What you thought was personal betrayal is actually spiritual pressure. The enemy is using people, but the true battle is unseen. Emotional chaos is a smokescreen to hide a deeper attack. He wants you to react out of the flesh so he can accuse you in the spirit. But the Holy Spirit is restraining you, not to suppress you, but to protect your victory. You are under divine surveillance, not for discipline, but for deployment. God is watching to see if you can steward truth in silence. Can you hold revelation without broadcasting it? Can you walk in power without demanding recognition? This moment is not about proving who you are. It's about confirming to heaven that you are ready for what's next. Because if you can hold your peace now, God can trust you with greater authority later. You were not chosen to carry gossip. You were chosen to carry glory. And glory doesn't shout, it shines. It doesn't retaliate, it radiates. You carry truth, not drama. You carry revelation, not rumors. And while the world gossips and grapples for validation, you rest in divine assurance. So silence yourself, child of the Most High. Not in fear, but in confidence. Not in surrender, but in strategy. This silence is not passive, it is prophetic. Type "I choose silence" in the comments if you understand this moment. Blessing code 1122 is now confirming your divine authority. Now, hear the warning from Archangel Michael. A storm is forming in silence. The enemy, having failed to stop your revelation, is now crafting a counterattack, a spiritual backlash, subtle yet venomous, timed to strike within 72 hours of your obedience. It's already in motion. There are whispers being twisted into false stories. There are conversations happening in shadows, preparing to challenge your name, your character, your truth. But you must not speak. Heaven warns you now. To defend yourself prematurely is to delay divine vindication. They are baiting you with injustice. They are stirring the pot, hoping you'll explode. They are planning to twist the truth you know, to use your own words against you. But silence is your sanctuary. Hold your tongue. Protect the promise. Let the enemy speak. Let them plot. Let them plan. But do not respond, because the moment you speak too soon, you step into their trap. The flesh wants to fight. The spirit knows to wait. Archangel Michael declares, hold your tongue, that's where your victory unfolds. Every time you choose silence, heaven sends angels. Every time you don't react, you activate a reversal. God is already building your defense. The courts of heaven are in session. The accuser is roaring, but the advocate is rising. There is a false narrative forming, but it will collapse. The enemy has underestimated your spiritual discipline. He thought you would crack. He thought you would retaliate. But he forgot that you are guarded by the commander of heaven's armies. He forgot that silence is not your weakness. It is your witness. God is not blind. God is not silent. He sees every step, and he is already preparing your elevation in the presence of your enemies. Michael speaks, do not explain yourself. Do not fight for a seat at tables God is about to flip. Do not chase validation when heaven has already marked you as victorious. Within the next 72 hours, strange messages may arrive. People who once honored you may change their tone. Watch for the twists. Stay grounded. Say nothing. Let your silence be your statement. Let your peace be your power. Because when the justice of God arrives, it does not need applause. It simply speaks for itself. If this warning resonates with you, consider showing support through Super Chat or a super thanks of $10. Your contribution helps us deliver more timely messages from the Spirit. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I will not speak in the comments if this message finds you. Blessing code 727 is now defending your silence. The directive has been issued from the throne. Withdraw. Not in fear, not in defeat, but in divine obedience. Heaven is ordering a retreat, not because you're losing, but because your silence is the sword that wins this war. Withdraw, not from purpose, not from power, but from unnecessary noise, from distractions, from emotional entanglements sent to sabotage your discernment. Archangel Michael declares, this is not your moment to respond. It's your moment to recalibrate. There's a sacred instruction hovering over you now, a call to pause, to listen, to observe. When everything within you wants to confront, correct, and clarify, heaven whispers, withdraw. This isn't avoidance. This is alignment. God is pulling you back so he can push you forward. You are not retreating in weakness. You are advancing in wisdom. Be still, for stillness is not the absence of movement, but the presence of divine order. Hell expects chaos. Hell expects an eruption. But when you fall silent, it confuses the kingdom of darkness. They cannot trace stillness. They cannot monitor obedience. Your silence becomes a mystery, a vogue, a covering. And as you fall into that holy quiet, the angels gather. Your stillness does not leave you defenseless. It invites divine defense. When you step back, heaven steps in. And while man sees you go quiet, God sees you go higher. Posture yourself. This is not the time for presence. This is the time for posture. Prayer becomes your presence. Worship becomes your war cry. Tears become your language. Every tear is encrypted. Every sigh is translated. Every whisper is heard by the Most High. You are not being ignored. You are being insulated. You are not being dismissed. You are being delivered. Do not underestimate the power of your silence. In this silence, God is scripting your deliverance. In this quiet, He is drafting your vindication. You don't need to broadcast what heaven is building. You don't need to defend what God is about to declare. Every unseen tear has built a testimony that cannot be denied. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. The very silence you've been keeping has become a sacred space, a spiritual firewall. No weapon formed against you can cross the line of your obedience. Your silence has formed a barrier the enemy cannot breach. So wait in confidence. Wait in peace. The storm may rage, but your silence stands as a pillar in the whirlwind. Type "I am protected" in the comments if this word guards your spirit. Blessing code 1441 is now your divine shield. Let this truth sink deep. You are not powerless. You are being recalibrated. This moment, this tension, this trial, it is not stripping you of strength. It is forging a new one. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. Heaven is not silent to punish you. Heaven is silent because it is preparing you. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, not as a distant force, but as an assigned guardian. And he declares, you are rising. Even in silence, you are rising. You see, the enemy hoped your silence would make you feel defeated. He hoped your stillness would breed self-doubt. But what he didn't calculate was that your silence with God's sanctification. Every quiet hour has been a furnace. Every unspoken sentence hath been an altar. And your identity is being refined in the fire. This is not stagnation. This is consecration. In the silence, God is not ignoring you. He's anointing you. He is peeling away every identity that was built by pain, by pressure, by people who never saw your worth. He is revealing the line within. And you are rising, not with noise, but with presence. Not with chaos, but with calm. You are like a lion in tall grass, hidden, but powerful. Silent, but lethal to every demonic scheme. Your roar is being reserved. Not because it's weak, but because heaven is waiting for the right moment to release it. You don't need to prove anything. You are already approved. You don't need to post it. You don't need to announce it. You don't need validation from those who never had the spiritual sight to recognize you. Heaven has already declared your name. You've been confirmed in silence. Victory is sealed, not shouted. Your silence is not just about strategy, it's about sovereignty. God is showing you that your power is not in your volume, it's in your vision. You see what others ignore. You carry what others fear. You walk with what others don't understand. And because of that, heaven is calling you higher. So shift now. From doubt to dominion. From fear to fire. From survival to strategy. The silence has been your cocoon. Now it becomes your crown. If this message empowers you, consider sowing into this ministry through super thanks or super stickers. Even a $1.50 offering makes a tremendous difference in helping us bring forward more divine messages. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if this word ignites your spirit. Blessing code 3003 is now unlocking supernatural strength. Child of the Most High, listen and listen well. You've asked, why am I going through this? You've wondered, why is it so intense now? The answer has arrived, because this trial is not your punishment. It is your threshold. This pain is not your ending. It is your unlocking. Heaven has heard every cry. The courts of the Almighty have seen the warfare unfold. Emotional roller coasters. the mental exhaustion, the spiritual dryness. But let it be known, the intensity of your trial is the measure of your elevation. You were never attacked because of weakness. You were attacked because of potential. Archangel Michael now reveals, you were entrusted with sacred truth. Not everyone was given this sight. Not everyone was handed this discernment. While others wandered in spiritual ignorance, you were entrusted with insight, with revelation, with clarity. That clarity made you a target, not by man but by darkness. The enemy saw what was placed in you before you did. He saw the blueprint. He saw the scroll. And he panicked. The moment you received the revelation, the war began. But do not curse the war, for it was sent to confirm what heaven already declared. You are the carrier of a word, and that word is costly. That word is not common. You are walking through a storm not because of what you did wrong, but because of what you are about to do right. Promotion always follows persecution. It is a divine law. Before every elevation, there is accusation. Before every unlocking, there is a breaking. Before the oil flows, the vessel is crushed. And you, beloved, are being crushed for glory. Every tear has purpose. Every betrayal has meaning. Every silence you've kept has sown into your next season. Heaven has spoken your name in the Spirit. Your obedience in silence has become incense before the throne. Your name has been discussed in heavenly places, and what the enemy thought was a delay was actually a divine discussion. Angels have been assigned. Doors are being prepared. A seat is being reserved, not because you fought for it, but because you waited for it. This moment, this trial, this warfare, it is not random. It is part of your elevation prophecy. God could not elevate the old version of you. He could not release the promise to someone still tangled in emotional reactions, still triggered by betrayal, still craving earthly validation. So he refined you. He concealed you. He pressed you. And now he is unlocking you. You are being called into the next. But the next will not be birthed in volume. It will be birthed in vision. The next level is not found in shouting. It is found in surrender. Receive this. Your pain has not been wasted. It has been woven into purpose. Type I am unlocked in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 8877 is unlocking doors sealed by silence. Now it's time, not to speak publicly, but to declare spiritually. You've heard the revelation. You've received the instruction. But now heaven waits for your agreement. Destiny is not automatic. It must be activated. And you activate it not with noise, but with yes. Your yes is not a word. It is a position. It is a surrender in the spirit. It is an alignment in posture. And even now, Archangel Michael waits for your spirit to rise into position. It's not about what you say, it's about what you choose. Begin to declare victory, even in silence. You are not declaring for others to hear. You are declaring for heaven to record. Every whispered prayer, every silent yes, every nod of obedience in the quiet of your soul, heaven sees it all. And every time you hold your peace, the throne room shakes. Every time you bite your tongue, angels move. Every moment you choose silence over retaliation, heaven adds weight to your promise. You are being recorded, not in judgment, but in reward. This season is not about doing more. It's about doing less with divine precision. It's about alignment over ambition. Heaven is not asking you to strive. It is asking you to obey. That is your activation key. Not more effort. More listening. Not more talking. More trusting. God does not need your defense, He needs your decision. Don't retreat. Opposition. When others pull away, don't chase. When lies arise, don't correct. When the warfare grows, don't collapse. Simply stand. Opposition. If from flesh to faith, Jeff from reaction to revelation. You are stepping into divine alignment by doing less, not more. And with every act of silent obedience, overflow is being unlocked. Michael declares, obedience now unlocks overflow next. This is a silent strategy. You don't need to scream to break chains. You don't need to pose to prove purpose. You don't need applause to validate anointing. You are already moving in the unseen realm. You are already shaking gates in the spirit. Now say yes, with your posture, with your restraint, with your stillness. If this message has stirred something within you, consider partnering with this movement through super thanks or membership. Even a $5 gift helps us keep delivering prophetic clarity to the chosen. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type ISAYYES in the comments if you are stepping into obedience. Lesson code 6060 is opening overflow over your life. Child of light, understand this now. Your silence is not an activity. It is intercession. It is transaction. While your lips have remained sealed, the spirit realm has been vibrating with movement. You may feel like nothing is happening on the surface, but beneath the veil, there is a thunderous exchange unfolding. Archangel Michael declares, while you remain silent, angels are speaking. There are realms you cannot see with your natural eyes where negotiations are taking place. What was taken from you, peace, favor, opportunity, joy, is being returned. But it is not returned through your striving. It is returned through your stillness. Every time you wanted to speak, to shout, to scream, and didn't, you authorized angels to speak for you. Heaven is negotiating on your behalf. You've been walking in silence, but your spirit has been standing in courtrooms of glory. There is a divine transaction happening, a holy contract being written. And your signature is not a pen, it is your obedience. Silence is your signature in this divine contract. Every surrendered moment has become currency. Every withheld word has become an offering. Heaven has taken account of your restraint, your worship, your inner wrestling. And now, a divine transfer is occurring. What you thought you lost is being reissued, with interest. You've sown silence. You will reap restoration. And here's what's even more powerful. You felt it. Deep in your spirit, you already sensed the exchange. You felt the moment shift. Your mind didn't understand it, but your soul caught it. You woke up different. You sat still and wept, not from sorrow, but from the overwhelming weight of something shifting above you. You didn't imagine it. That was your spirit responding to the transaction. This is not the time to speak prematurely. The deal is not finalized yet, but it is in progress. The ink is drying in the heavenly realm. Angels are preparing the documents, and God is signing off on your recompense. Do not interrupt this sacred moment. Do not cancel what's being written in silence by speaking from the flesh. Wait until the contract is sealed in full. Wait until the trumpet, not your tongue, makes the announcement. You are part of a spiritual legal process, one that is governed by divine timing. Hold fast. Stay quiet. Worship deeply. Let the exchange continue. Let the angels speak your name in places your voice can't reach. Let heaven finish the process that your silence started. Type I sign in silence in the comments if this divine contact speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 8585 is now completing your transaction. The scales are tipping. In your favor, justice is not delayed. It is being developed. You've looked around and asked, when, God? When will they be exposed? When will the lies unravel? When will the false narratives fall apart? But Archangel Michael now reveals the truth. The scales are tipping. Right now. In your favor. Just because it hasn't gone public doesn't mean it isn't in progress. Divine justice moves with precision, not with noise. It operates in the silence you've been faithful to keep. And now, the weight of your obedience is shifting the balance. What they planned is returning upon them. What they said in secret will be revealed in consequence. What they attempted to steal will become the very thing God uses to elevate you. This is not a maybe. This is a guarantee from the courts of heaven. God's justice does not come with drama. It comes with divine reversals. Reversals that flip the narrative. Reversals that bring truth without the need for vengeance. Reversals that leave the enemy speechless because heaven moved faster than their lies. You won't need to prove anything. The proof will be in the outcome. A storm is coming, yes, but not against you. It will arrive like thunder in the night, exposing what was done in shadows. You will not need to raise your hand. You will not need to say, I told you so. Heaven will do it for you. The people who doubted you will witness your vindication. The very eyes that watched your silence will see your elevation. But here is the beauty of divine justice. You don't have to participate in their fall. You just have to stand in your truth. Heaven's judgment does not miss. It is not slow. It is exact. While others scream for attention, you've whispered to God. While others built their defense in gossip, you built yours in prayer. And now the reversal is here. You've been silent long enough. Now, heaven speaks on your behalf. Your restraint has released a ripple effect in the spirit. The enemy tried to weaponize your silence, but it became your witness. Do not fear what's next. What is coming is not destruction for you. It is deliverance. The arrows they launched are turning midair. The plans they plotted are unraveling. The trap they set is becoming their testimony. You will witness their fall without touching them. You will see the shift without lifting your voice. The justice of God is now active. The reversal has been initiated, and your name is on the scroll of divine recompense. Type I receive justice in the comments if this prophecy belongs to you. Blessing code 4433 is tipping the scales in your favor. The silence has not been empty. It hath been holy. It has not been weakness. It hath been wisdom. And now, with the weight of heaven behind this word, Archangel Michael delivers the final decree. The truth is out. Now let heaven speak for you. You stood in the fire and didn't flinch. You've walked through the storm and didn't scream. You've carried revelation in silence. You've endured betrayal without reaction. You've been surrounded by watchers, false smiles, subtle sabotage, and still you held your peace. Now heaven declares, it is finished. You are sealed in silence, wrapped in divine protection. You have passed the test not with force, but with faith. You've proven that your power is not in your voice. It is in your obedience. You've been sifted and still stood. You've been pressed and still praised. And now, you are being sent, not into chaos but into clarity. Archangel Michael places his hand upon your path and his sword over your name. From this day forward, may your steps be guarded by divine fire. May your name be cleared by heavenly courts. May your next season be unlocked not by words, but by wonders. You are not broken. You are built. You are not late. You are aligned. You are not hidden. You are held. And now, as you move forward, do so in quiet power. You are not required to explain, to prove, to convince. Let heaven be your voice. Let God be your defense. Let angels be your advocates. There is a new mantle upon you now, a mantle of quiet dominion. Speak only when heaven commands. Move only when the Spirit leads. And watch as doors open on their own. Watch as justice walks into your life. Watch as what was once delayed becomes divinely accelerated. Archangel Michael's final word to you: you are seen. You are sealed. You are sent. Do not look back. Go forth with courage. Go forth in silence. Go forth in victory. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this final blessing. Blessing code 7777 is now securing your path. If this message has carried divine clarity and power to your spirit, please consider showing your support through super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or by becoming a channel member. Even a $20 gift makes a difference and helps us continue bringing prophetic messages like this straight to those who need it. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. May you walk in truth. May you war in silence. And may you reign in peace.